Welcome back to the Interlocutors. I'm your co-host, Noah Miller.
And I'm your other co-host, Jacob Chestnut.
And with us today, we have a not very special guest. No, we have Sophie Tobin.
Hello, that's me.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to swear on this?
Yeah, you can. We have a general. No one cares about
good. I didn't know if grandparents watched this or something.
2 people watched this.
Yeah.
So.
I saw 11 views on the last one, so you're underselling yourself.
11 views, 12 subscribers.
Oof, someone's
We have
slacking.
12 subscribers?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at that.
Really? Who's subscribing to us?
Like Russian bots
Hold on, let
or
me check
something?
the
Yeah,
email. Because it actually sends us an email whenever someone subscribes to us.
That's sweet.
Oh, really? I'll bet that gets super annoying.
No, I have the notifications for it turned off.
Oh, okay. Well, while that's going on, we have a +1 today.
Yeah.
Hello.
Anyway, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, a sort of a guest situation. Sophie, would you introduce yourself?
Yeah.
Well,
Who the heck are you? Who the heck?
my name is Sophie Tobin. I met these two thanks to a program called Ohio Model United Nations.
Never heard of it.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I was elected president of the General Assembly, and the male on my left was elected my vice president. His name is Noah Miller, and we hit it off, had sort of an Obama-Biden relationship, if you will.
That's true.
And one night, laying in bed with 6 other girls, Noah decided to dial up Jacob Chestnut. We should tell that story about the Twitter hacking.
Oh, sure.
Whatever that was.
Yeah, I don't want to say hacking, but
It was, but it was in your words, it was a covert fucking operation.
Yeah, did I really say that?
You went, Jacob, this is a covert fucking operation. If you mess this up.
I was very abrasive.
You were extremely abrasive.
A covert fucking operation. It wasn't like a fucking covert operation.
It was a covert fucking operation.
Man.
Well, yeah. We could talk about that a bit.
Okay.
But to get a little more context, we both did Ohio Model United Nations, which is like a statewide Model UN type thing.
The worst run program. Sorry, if someone is listening that is in charge of it, it is the best program in the world.
Listen.
No, I don't care
There are many people in the world, and 11 of them listen to this.
And
I don't think
all 11 of them are different accounts made by John Lester.
the John Lester being the person who runs it.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He is my god.
He's a dick.
I would die for him.
We were, pretty simple. We ran for positions.
We both ran for president, and I beat him.
Yes, you did.
No, I did, but I don't put it like that.
But we both got officer positions, and we got to know each other that way. Jacob, on the other hand, a bit of a later addition.
That was, The year that everyone got to run for office was the one year that I didn't do it, and I was really pissed off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry.
But then he became a teenage heartthrob at the conference, and he was referred to as Jacob Chestnut from Japan, because that is the nation he was representing.
I had an idea, and
of course it would be Japan, though.
I'm not fucking a weeb.
like J-pop. No, but what I wanted to do is I thought about this while I was in the shower.
Oh, I bet.
I wanted to take T-shirts. And I wanted to have like an arrow pointing to the neck hole, and it says "From Japan."
Oh my god!
That would have been so just tweet it at the OMUN hashtag next year.
Yeah.
And see who remembers.
People. If there's something I found from OMUN, it's that people have great memories of past years.
They really do.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's good, and sometimes it's devastating for those involved. I became a meme at OMUN.
Oh, yeah. Ryan became a meme.
Ryan became a meme for being Ryan. I became a meme for being a woman in a position of power.
Yes.
True.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
We have fun. We do.
We have good fun. Yeah. But anyway, so the story of how I met Jacob. It was... Okay, so to simplify everything, there were 8 top office positions, correct?
Sure.
And 3 of them were guys.
Oh, yeah, 3 of them were guys.
Yeah. 3 of them were guys. And so it was 3 guys and 5 girls. Yeah, 8 top office positions. And we decided to give all of the male officers aliases. Is that it? Aliases?
More like a slogan, I suppose.
Slogan?
It was like a very alliterative slogan.
Yes, alliteration, yes. Okay, so they were Nut for Noah with the letter 4. I mean the letter 4. Or the number 4. Good Lord. The number 4. Come for Casey with a K, because Casey was our Secretary General. And Jizz for John, who was one of the vice presidents of the Human Rights Council.
Yeah, although I really would have preferred apostrophe ejaculate for John.
No, but listen.
I know.
Too highbrow.
You can't get everything you want.
It was too highbrow. Right? So what we really wanted to do was conduct a Twitter poll with these 3 names and just see who would win and put it on the hashtag. And everyone uses Twitter at OMUN and everyone posts under this hashtag. Hashtag OMUN 2017. And we thought this would blow up. But we were like, we can't just put this up because we're officers. We have to conduct ourselves professionally. And John Lester will behead us if he finds that we're, posting ejaculatory humor on our Twitters. So,
ejaculatory.
Noah says, I know the guy for the job. And so it is 2 a.m. Noah, of course, was hanging out with all the girls. He is laying in a bed with literally 5 women, 6 women, something like that. In our hotel room, because that's where all the girls were hanging out, and Noah was invited. He wasn't with the male top officers.
Quick question: were you wearing your harem pants?
No, I was not.
He
in fact,
didn't have them yet. He was wearing basketball shorts. I remember that though.
That would have been fantastic.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So Noah's like, I know the guy for the job. He dials up someone named Jacob Chestnut.
Never heard of him.
I know. And at this point, I was only referring to Jacob Chestnut as the name Rumble Roar because that's his Twitter bio or his Twitter handle. So,
a link in the description below.
So he dials up Rumble, and he's like, listen. I need you to get on the Onion router. I need you to make a fake Twitter handle. I need you to do all this stuff so you can post this poll, okay? And Jacob's like, I can do it. And it's 2:30 in the morning, and Jacob's like, dude, where are you right now? Noah looks around, looks at the 6 girls he's in bed with, and he says, heaven.
Right.
Absolutely iconic. Okay, yes. So, Jacob comes through. Oh, and I also proposed marriage to Jacob. I was
yes,
like...
we are married now.
We are married. We're loving in a loving relationship.
Very much so. Don't touch on her.
I was like, will you... Oh, what happened to your...
Oh, yeah, I gotta...
He has a giant open sore on his hand.
Dear.
No, it's a blister. It's not open.
We'll put that one on the docket.
Okay, yeah, we'll talk about that later. But anyways, he posts it. To make a long fucking story short, it got what? 8 votes?
No, I got like 50.
It got 50?
Yeah.
But it got like 2 likes.
That's true. Nobody liked it.
No one liked it. No one retweeted it.
That's something I've noticed actually about Twitter polls is that no one does anything except for like take 2 seconds to vote it.
But
people only want to tap on a post once.
Yeah.
We thought that this was going to be like the big thing. We thought we were cultivating something great, and we were so excited, but nothing came out of it. Basically, to make a long story short.
I think it's because it was some rando online just like saying, hey, Noah.
That is fair. But then again, we're all randos online, aren't we?
Yeah.
Very true.
That is indeed a true statement.
Yes. This is the J for Jacob.
That is the Jack of Diamonds.
Yes, it's the Jack. Is this your identification card?
Actually, yeah.
Well, we can go into that. Our D&D group.
Oh, Jesus.
We all have our own card, I suppose.
Yeah.
We have one of us is the King of Hearts.
That would be you.
Me. The Jack of Diamonds.
That's me.
Queen of Clubs. Ace of Spades. Right? Ace of Spades.
Yeah.
And the Joker.
Who's the Queen of Clubs?
You've met her. Her name's Katie Diebel.
Yeah. Oh!
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Clubs.
Yeah.
So I now we all know each other. 2 of us are married to each other. In fact, I married Sophie and Jacob.
Yes, he officiated. He's ordained.
Yeah.
I actually am.
We both are ordained.
Wait. You can marry us right now.
I could. A lot more to do with like paperwork and stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Do bless yourself.
Oh, yeah.
No, I won't.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll bless you for you.
I'm Jewish, and I don't appreciate you forcing your religion onto me.
Well, so I'm glad you brought up religion because I'm ordained in the Church of Dudeism. You can go ahead and look that one up. It's sort of like I don't know, very unorganized church.
It's like the bro code of churches.
I suppose so.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like all based around the Big Lebowski. And everyone's kind of hippie-ish, I suppose.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
It is somewhat amazing. I mean, I'm just glad I can marry people.
Yeah.
There are no
I
rules.
love
It's
that.
not like I have to do anything to keep my ordainedness.
Your ordainedness.
Yeah, and I can adopt any title I want, like father or
Reverend.
reverend. Yeah.
Father.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Daddy Noah.
Daddy Noah. Oh
Padre.
my gosh. Padre. Papacita. Papacita.
My
Potter.
Puppy. I'm
Jesus.
Puppy. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
God.
See, this religion of Judaism sounds like something that the Noah I thought you would be. Like, when I first met you. Like, that sounds more like what I thought you would be like.
How do you
know what I mean? Well, when I first met you, I thought you'd be, like, this total, like, stoner hippie bro. Like, because he wore, like, a tie-dye bandana, and at the time he had long flowing hair.
I don't know about flowing.
It was pretty luscious.
It was pretty luscious.
Yeah. And so I expected him to be more of a hippie stoner type. And I was grossly disappointed.
with a non-hippie stereotype. Well, growing up, my parents considered me a hippie. Just because, I always wore, like, very big, loose shirts.
That's
and,
true.
like, a lot of different colors. Yeah. And I was a very effeminate child. And I'm pretty effeminate now, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a word I've been using a lot, Zen, to describe something that's, like, peaceful. It doesn't require a whole lot of brain power. It allows you to just sort of wander. Driving is somewhat zen. Folding clothes, doing laundry, stuff like that. You know, all zen things. Right. Now, recently, a few days ago, I shot a Soviet.
Oh my
I knew it was
god.
gonna-
No.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of maladies,
What?
like physical health problems.
Oh, yeah.
Malaises? Is that it?
I don't know.
I have a story after you.
Mayonnaises.
Mayonnaises?
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, I shot a Soviet cavalry sniper rifle called a Mosin.
Jesus.
Yeah, right. Very powerful and wore inadequate ear protection.
Never heard
for
this story before, ever.
Yeah,
Never heard this story before.
It's kind of a big deal to me because it follows me everywhere. You know what I mean? But I shot this.
Wait, are they still?
Oh, I'll get to that.
Okay.
And I got like a very minor case of tinnitus in my right ear because I shoot right-handed.
Is it still happening?
Well, at first it was really bad. Just let me get there. All right.
Let me tell you. He and I were on the phone for like an hour last night, and he couldn't remember what he wanted to tell me. And then we get off the phone, and he texts me, "Oh my god, I forgot to update you about my tinnitus. That's what I wanted to tell you." And I'm like, "Okay, so what is it?" He goes, "I'll tell you tomorrow." Like, big stuff.
Yeah, and it's a big deal to me because it follows me everywhere, you know? And the first 2 days, it was loud. And I couldn't really hear anything out of that ear. You know, it was very muffled. Mm-hmm. And literally, unless someone was talking, like, right into my ear, it's all I could hear. But now I can barely hear it. It's about 4 or 5 days afterwards. Still have a little bit of ringing. But I have, like, all my hearing back in it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's what I told you would happen.
I was so paranoid that I would, like, lose my hearing. Or not, like, lose my hearing, but lose a lot of my hearing. That I, like, chronically fucked it up.
No, you would have to do that, like, every day.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I know.
Any sort of damage.
I know, but I was paranoid, you know, because it's annoying and made me very irritable because you can't escape it. It's like... what are you gonna do? Like cover your ears? You know, it's still there.
Isn't there a fear? And it was like one monotone like noise.
Yeah.
Isn't there a fear of like something that like a one monotone noise that gradually gets louder as if it's moving closer to you?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a very good fear to have. You know, it's just a scary thing. You know, like. You know, like that's scary. It builds suspense.
But if, like, what? I don't know. I just feel like if I just played one, like, tone and, like, gradually increased it, that's just playing one tone and gradually increasing that. I don't know why you'd be afraid of that.
I mean, it's a common, like, music technique, right?
Yeah.
Crescendoing slowly on one note. It builds suspense as fast or as slow as you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm just like...
it's. I think there's a name for it, actually, because it's a very common fear. I mean, I haven't. I think any normal person would have it. You're normal, right, Jacob? Bum, bum, bum. You're a lizard.
Okay, I have a story.
Wow.
I told this story. You know what? If we ever, get to a point where we don't know what to talk about, I can just talk about a Tinder nightmare story because there's plenty of those.
Nightmare.
It wasn't a nightmare that I had, it's a nightmare that took place. But this is not a Tinder nightmare story, but this is a story that I told to my honors Brit Lit class, and they told me that I should do stand-up. I'm going to write down the 2 words that I wrote so I could remember to tell this story.
Oh,
this is about to get good. Don't read it out loud. Okay, so for background information, the reason I was telling this to my honors British literature class is because they are extremely, or were, because we graduated, they were extremely interested in my life because apparently I, like, tell stories in a funny way. And a lot of times it would be about, like, Tinder dates that went bad and stuff. And my teacher would just give me, like, 10 minutes at the beginning of class every day just to talk. It was one of those classes. It was great, though. So, one day, so one morning I have this, what? Oh, he's writing something. Okay. So I have this jumpsuit type of thing that I got in San Francisco, and it ties around the neck. That's all you need to know. So I'm wearing that to school one day, and I'm sitting in drama class, and I have this intense itching. And my vagina-wielding listeners will know where this is going. If you wield a vagina...
It's a weapon.
It really is.
Just, like, you crouch and pull a sword out of it.
It's a weapon of mass destruction. Those things can hold, like, 50 pounds.
Funny you should say that. The German word for vagina literally means sheath.
Yeah,
Yes!
I knew that was coming.
It really is. Okay, so... at this point, it's like first, second period, and it's, like, not terrible, but it's pretty bad. So, by the time I get to third period, I'm literally, like, wiggling in my seat. It is just, like, painful, so terrible. Like, it is the most uncomfortable feeling I've felt in a very long time. So, I feel like my underwear is not helping the situation, so I just go to the bathroom and take it off. And that did not help much. It helped a little, but it did not help much. So, then I get to fourth period AP Physics, and my AP Physics teacher and I have a great relationship in which I would just constantly fuck with him during the entire year. And, like, I just, like, the first day of school, I was like, you know what? My goal is to make this man's life a living hell. Very funny man. Like, I love him. I was one of his favorite students. I was one of the worst students in the class. Like, I would, oh my god, because AP Physics, that's a class. But so every day I would just, harass him or heckle him while he was teaching. Or, like, sometimes while he was, like, writing on the board, I would get up and write, like, Mr. Rusnak sucks, like, right next to him while he was in the middle of lecture or something. And he'd be like, all right, whatever. Yeah, he took it well. It was funny. He'd mess with me, too. So anyways, I'm standing, I get to physics, and it's so bad, and I realize that the only thing that scratches the itch, besides actually scratching the itch, because you can't just walk around school scratching your vagina. That just doesn't work. So I'm going to demonstrate this, but I'll describe what I'm doing. I realize that the only thing is to hold the back of my chair, stand with my legs apart, and, like, jump up and down like this, okay? And so I'm just, like, holding onto a chair and jumping up and down. And my physics teacher, Mr. Rusnak, comes in, and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, do you really want to know what I'm doing? He's like, yeah, I want to know what you're doing. I'm like, do you really want to know what I'm doing? Yes, I want to know what you're doing.
You can't handle the truth.
I literally look him in the eye, and I say, are you sure you want to know? He goes, yes, tell me. And I go, I have a yeast infection, and that's the only thing that scratches the itch. He goes, you know what? I did ask, so you got me there.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm texting my mom, like, I'm dying. Please kill me. Have mercy on me. Mercy, kill me. I need something. She goes, okay, I'm bringing you some Vagisil, which is vaginal anti-itch cream.
Vagisil, what a name.
Called Vagisil. Yeah, it comes in a purple tube. I still have it. So eventually, she brings it and, like, leaves it in the office, and she texts me, I have your vagina cream. So I just go up to Mr. Rusnak, and I just show him my phone, and he goes, just get out of my class. So I run to get my Vagisil, okay? And I finally, oh god, I get the Vagisil, I run into my guidance counselor, and she's like, hey Sophie, how's it going? I just go, oh, you know, I have a yeast infection, I'm picking up some Vagisil. She goes, okay, yeah, I'm sorry about that. So, I run to the bathroom. It's almost lunch at this point, because I had physics right before lunch. I run to the bathroom, and I go to pull my jumpsuit off that I mentioned earlier. It's like this, and I pull it off. And the second I pull it over my head, one of the straps snaps clean off.
Oh dear, this is a bad day for Sophie
Tobin. It was a rough day.
Absolutely terrible day. And I just go, fuck! So, oh, sorry, I probably shouldn't bring fuck when your grandparents are home. But anyways, it
happens.
I'm sorry. Okay, but anyways, so I put the cream on. It worked, thank God, so it was at least somewhat worth it. But now I have a non-working strap, and it's like this accoutrement requires a strap. Like, you can't just wear this.
What?
Like
accoutrement? Could you have like retied it or something?
No. Like, okay, so like it was like this like came off.
Oh, okay. I see. So it came off at, like, the base of it.
Yeah, the base of it. And it was the only thing holding it up. And I was like, oh my god. So I run to my math teacher, and I'm, like, holding up my shirt the entire time. Or, like, my former math teacher. She's, like, my mom. And I'm like, do you have a sewing kit? And I'm running to... Oh, and I actually end up running into the room that Mr. Rusnak was eating lunch in with other science teachers. And I was like, hey, Keith, just an update. I went to put on the Vagisil, and my top snapped clean off, so I'm looking for a sewing kit. He's like, Jesus Christ. I went to 5 classrooms, and no one had a sewing kit. The 6th one, she did. So I spent my entire lunch period sewing my shirt back together. Still have a yeast infection. So I'm sewing it back together, and I'm late to my Cap Law class. My Cap Law class is taught by someone who looks, sounds, and acts exactly like Jack Black.
Yeah.
His name is Mr. Dawson, and he is the biggest dad you will ever meet. Like, he literally forms a band with his students every year and play at a school concert. And he looks like Jack Black. He acts like Jack Black.
Please tell me every year when he forms it, he says, we're getting the band back together.
No, he says, welcome to the band.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hey, you want to join my band? Like, if he finds out you play an instrument.
You guys call it School of Rock?
We do behind his back. Okay, so I was late to his class, okay? And he's very, like, dad, and he just doesn't want to know a lot of things. We'll get to that. But so I show up to his class, like, 5 minutes late, because I was sitting on the toilet during my lunch period, sewing my shirt back together, and he's like, Sophie, where were you? Are you okay? What's wrong? And I go, I had a yeast infection, and when I went to put on Vagisil, my top ripped. So I was sewing it back together. And he just goes, oh. Well, I hope you're okay. And I'm like, I'm fine, Mr. Dawson. Halfway through the period, I realized that the ointment I applied had started to melt from my body heat, and I was no longer wearing underwear, so it was starting to soak through my jumpsuit.
Oh, wow.
No.
Oh, man, this is just a series of unfortunate events.
It really was. And this is at, like, 12:30. Like, I still have 2 hours of school left. And so I'm like, oh my god. So I just jump up, I grab my tube of Vagisil because I had to reapply that anyways. I grab my underwear, I just hold up the tube to show Mr. Dawson where I was going, and just ran out of the room. So by the time I got to honors British literature, which was
Please don't tell me another terrible thing.
No. I just told this story, and the class was dying. And at the end, Mrs. Turner, the teacher, just goes, "You need to just stand up." Jesus Christ. So yeah, that's the story of my.
When you said that your strap broke, my first thought was,
wow,
was a wet one.
Noah just drooled a little bit.
I was like,
yeah.
So, sorry. I have some Snickers, and that is my favorite candy.
Oh my god!
And I was thinking about it. Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought about it, and I was just like, the peanuts and the caramel.
You drooled thinking.
I did. Yeah, I did.
You thought like you didn't just drool in your mouth, like you drooled on yourself.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you write that you showed Jacob earlier?
We'll get to that. We
no.
write little notes while we talk. That way we don't like interrupt the flow.
But can I see?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a secret note. Okay.
And I wrote it terribly the first time, so I was like, ugh, I'll just write it again.
What the hell did you write the first? It looked like
The same thing.
It looked like Godfather.
We'll get to what it actually said. My first thought on how to fix that was to...
There's no Snickers in
Oh,
here.
yeah, it'll probably fell out.
Oh my god.
There are also like Buttermints and I think a bag of Sour Patch Kids. You know, I'll just cover that now.
Are you okay now?
I have a sweet tooth, like a major sweet tooth.
Yeah, I thought
do.
that's where this was going. His bag, he carries a drawstring bag with him everywhere, and it only contains candy and some pencils.
And a phone charger, generally.
Oh, no, there's no phone charger,
in my
just
pocket.
sunglasses.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm not like diabetic, but it's likely that I will be.
Well, he's also 6'8" and weighs approximately 160 pounds.
I don't know if I've ever covered that on this podcast, that I'm 6'8".
Noah is 6'8" and weighs 160 pounds. I will leave you to picture that.
We covered it in the first episode.
Oh, did we?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, now that I have that out of the way, it's not like... I don't know, just... A lot of my diet consists of confections.
Most of your diet. What is it? Oh.
And actually, speaking of diets, so yesterday, I woke up and my graduation party was on Sunday, and I woke up and I had cake for breakfast, and it was like a big honkin' slice of cake too. Let me tell you, It was like the length of my phone and slightly wider.
Oh, yes.
Let me tell you, it's a good cake. But I had that for breakfast, and then I went to the movies around midday, and I had a tub of popcorn for lunch.
Oh, this is not shaping up to be a good evening.
And tell you what, I got home, and I didn't do anything for a few hours, and then I was like, you know what? I should probably eat something. So I get up, and I'm like... You know that feeling when you're like, you feel like you're about to pass out, but you can't just like do it to make it end?
Graying out, or just kind of like...
Just like...
No, yeah.
And like my hands were doing like I had fucking Parkinson's or something.
Oh my god!
Well, that's because all you ate was sugar and butter.
Yeah, so I had, so I went down and I was like, Mom, I need to eat something now. So, and we had like tacos at my grad party.
Oh, they're so good. It was like classic cafeteria tacos, but they taste the way you hope they're going to. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
no,
I know
no,
exactly.
yeah.
So I had 4 of those.
Oh, that sounds so good.
And so there was like
You know, real food.
yeah, and then my mother, she likes to cut up strawberries, but there was like, it's probably like maybe a foot long and about 5-6 inches wide, like container. It's probably like 6 inches tall as well. But that was just filled to the brim with strawberries. Yeah, and I ate half of that too.
Mm-hmm. Strawberries are delicious,
Oh
but
my
only
God.
if they're like
Good.
yeah, because
They have to
you
have
can
like
get like
flavor to them.
yeah, you can have like a tub of strawberries and all they are is sour, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh,
Why are raspberries sold in such a small container? I don't understand that.
you never really kind of find like a big container.
I
of
demolish a container of raspberries in one sitting. It's like, what? Just make it bigger. Blueberries can be sold in like a quart or a gallon or
I wonder
whatever.
if you can buy like shit like that in bulk. Like,
Oh, I mean, if you go to Costco, there's probably like a
that's true.
just a
Everything is at
giant,
Costco.
like cooler sized
The-
thing
Yeah.
of raspberries.
No, the raspberries at Costco, it's just like 2 of the small containers just like next to each other.
Oh,
But they're still like really flat.
then you're just
You
buying
can't
2
just
containers
get,
of raspberries.
Yeah, you can't get something like this where it's like
Dude,
6 inches deep.
There's got to be some way you can like order
Like-
that online.
Probably like an industrial.
Yeah.
raspberries.
Industrial size raspberries.
Yeah, like if you cook using raspberries like at a restaurant, maybe
True.
you're able to. But then again, there's also the distinct possibility that they just buy a ton of those smaller containers.
I
is
doubt
such a
they
waste of
do
plastic.
because they probably buy them in like a can that they drain them from.
Ew.
I've never seen that before.
If it's anything like how we do olives, like
Raspberries and olives are very different.
Yeah.
Just like if it's anything like approximately how, or like pineapple, because like it's just another fruit.
Is an olive seed bearing? I don't eat olives. I hate them.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not a fan of olives. I'll have them on pizza, but I try to avoid them.
I don't eat olives on anything.
You know what my favorite vegetable is, and I really hate to turn this into like the vegetable hour, the fruits and vegetables hour is onions. Fucking love onions.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What?
If you ever order a pizza with onions on it, I'll make sure to put extra on for you.
Oh God. Oh. Yes, a pizza with onions on it.
Pizza with onions is good, but just like I'm picturing biting into an onion right
like
now.
An apple.
Yeah. Ogres have layers. They're like onions.
You go have those layers.
You know,
donkey.
It's kind of weird that onions, apples, and potatoes all have like basically the same texture. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, they do.
Not even kinda.
Yeah, they totally do.
No, apples.
Okay, if I take a bite out of an onion and I take a bite out of a potato and I take a bite out of an apple, you're not going to be able to tell.
A raw potato and an apple? Sure.
No, they have this. There's a different crispness is not the same as texture.
Disagree.
They might have the same sound.
Well, if you think like a potato has a very it's almost like a kind of a shirt-like a cotton-ish. Like kind of rougher texture to the outside of it.
Outside, yeah, sure, it's going to be different on the outside.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Texture.
But like the outside is just that. The outside.
Okay. Breaking a pencil in half would sound similar to breaking my wrist, but bones don't have the same texture as wood.
Well, I'm not saying that the texture. Okay, I'll go back on the whole texture thing. Texture and the sound
variable.
thing.
It's variable.
It's variable.
Yes.
But I think in the case of apples, onions, and potatoes.
You
ever take a bite out of a raw potato?
No, because nobody does that.
Well,
I hate this conversation.
Maybe take a bite out of a raw potato before you go criticizing my
I will do this right now.
Let's go.
Take a bite out of a raw potato.
All right, you guys, hold on. Just make conversation.
It's gonna sound like he's biting into an apple, but it's not gonna feel like it or taste like it. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, if we really want it, we can get like a control group of biting into an apple.
Well, whatever.
In a perfect world, you're starving. Well, good for you. We have potatoes.
No!
You could be the one to take. You could be the one to take a bite out of it.
I don't want to. Aren't potatoes poisonous when they're raw?
No,
that's. I think my mom told me that when I was little because she was cooking, and I was like, "Oh, can I try a raw potato?" And I think she just didn't want me to bother her with trying to eat a raw potato. She was just like, "No, you can't eat them. They're not good to eat when they're raw." But somehow I took that as they're poison when they're raw.
I have a friend who just straight up eats raw potatoes all the time.
Who?
You have no idea who he is.
I bet I do.
I bet you don't.
I bet I do.
His name's Brian.
Oh, Brian's my cousin.
Oh, is that so? What's his last name?
Tobin.
Well, no.
Smith.
No.
Brown.
No.
Lebowski.
No.
O'Connor.
No.
O'Malley.
Okay, this is getting old. Brian O'Malley does sound like a...
Yeah, it does sound like that would be his name.
Is that a famous person's name? Brian O'Malley?
I don't know. Conan O'Brien.
Potatoes, apples, or onions. Nothing.
We should take...
Isn't that convenient?
Yeah.
You're convenient.
Ooh, that's what your mom said when I was with her last night.
Wow, that's kind of fucked up about my mom, Sophie.
Yeah.
So, moving on. We, all three of us, we were all the same age.
Indeed.
Not exactly.
I'm the oldest.
Are you?
Yeah, February 1st.
Fogey.
Oh, by 2 weeks.
I'm the
Actually,
oldest.
we're all 2 weeks apart.
We're all within a month of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
a big girl.
I'm a slightly less big girl.
Noah's a little girl of the group. But he's actually the biggest. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that is interesting.
I'm the shortest, but I'm the oldest. You're the middlest, and you're the middlest. Noah's the youngest, and he's the biggest.
It's kind of funny with my siblings. I'm the tallest at 6'8", So everyone just naturally assumes I'm the oldest. Like, as if that extra minute of time is going to give me...
You got to cook longer.
I got to cook longer. I'm the middle child in terms of that.
He definitely acts like a middle child, like in terms of personality. Like, he's very problem solving.
You can define a middle child by their personality.
Oh, yes.
What is a middle child normally like?
You are... Oh, I'm totally blanking on the word. Mediator. You're like a mediator.
Oh.
Because he's the median.
Yeah, no, really. Like,
yeah.
I mean, there are obviously outliers, but generally, I can tell when someone's an only child, a younger sibling, an older sibling, or a middle child. Generally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like with our family, you could totally tell that.
Oh, you could totally tell. Yeah.
No, because my sister, very bossy person. Yeah.
Wow.
And Gabe's I don't know. He's just sort of like...
douche.
Yeah. Well... Yeah, agreed. But
sorry, Gabe, if you're listening to this.
I suppose they do sort of play to those stereotypes.
Yeah, I mean, most tend to. Yeah, like I can always tell when someone's an only child and I know the only child stereotype is huge, but only children generally, and like you would think that it would be like sharing or whatever. No, it's if you're having a conversation with them and they like cut you off. Or, like, one of you, like, cuts the other person off, they'll always just think that they have the right of way to talk.
Wow. I'm gonna pay more attention to that.
Yeah.
Because that sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my boyfriend, I knew he was an only child right away, because that's what he's like. And, like, he's better about it now. Like, he's not, like, an asshole. Like, I love him. I love talking to him. But... yeah, like, it's just one of those things, and I have so many friends that are like that. And obviously, you know, there are outliers. But, like, Jacob, I know that I could tell that you were an older sibling with a lot of younger siblings, because you're very, like, relaxed, and you don't care if people are, like...
Oh, okay.
Messing around, or... Yeah.
So, Sophie,
I always care. I don't know why, but, like, if people are, like, really energetic around me, and they're doing... Not, like, energy annoys me, but if they're running around and stuff, I just kind of get...
Yeah, because you're a middle child. You like peace.
So, I do... If you would have met me, like, a year earlier than you did, it would have been drastically...
Really?
Drastically different.
What changed?
Jacob has I shouldn't say only recently, but has somewhat recently undergone a very dramatic personality change.
Really?
Yeah.
He and I have been friends since third grade. And before, I'd say, like towards the end of his sophomore
Don't hold
year,
back.
maybe.
Just do
before
it.
Maybe
just do it.
I mean, I don't mean to insult you or anything, but he was kind of
What's the most like stereotypical, over emotional, like bitchy person you know of?
How old is your oldest sibling?
11.
Yeah, you were an only child for a bit, so you could still have some of those traits.
Formative years, evidently.
Yeah, no, you would, because I could see that too. But
okay,
that would explain why you had like some like change, because you had to adjust to having a bunch of...
I mean, even still, but it took me like 10 years to do that. Like,
yeah.
Well, Jacob, I love you just the way you are.
Aw, thanks.
'Cause you're amazing, just the way... Okay.
I don't know, that's not...
It's Bruno Mars.
Yeah. Never heard of him.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
I was like, oh, wow. I'm impressed.
I love his song with Cardi B. Like, because he wrote...
Wait, who's Cardi B?
You don't know who Cardi B is?
Oh my god, hold on, let me pull up a picture of
her.
her.
Okay, Cardi B, I love Cardi B. Bitch,
you
you can't fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive, these is red bottles.
This should tell you everything that you need to know.
She's amazing.
She kind of looks like...
Her interview on Howard Stern was really cool. Okay, well, listen. This is a great song.
That's not a face I would recognize very...
Oh, wait, this is...
But, like, that should tell you everything that you need to know about her.
Is she like a rapper?
Yeah, she's a rapper.
Oh.
She's cool. Don't bash Cardi B.
I'm not bashing.
Listen.
I am.
This is her song with...
It's not going to come across
well. And also, we're going to get copyrighted if you do that, so...
It's alright, it was probably enough to not, but... Yeah.
Yeah, it was 7 seconds.
Probably don't want to get copyrighted.
No, that's fair use. 7 seconds, that's totally fine.
Is it?
What is the cap on that?
Fair use, I think it's like... Well, for movies, I think you can only use a total of 2 minutes. But
2 minutes. Oh, okay.
But that was 7 seconds of a 4-minute song.
I'll upload a movie in 2-minute intervals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it'll be like gaming the system.
Well, I mean, and like the trademarks on stuff, it like falls away after 100 years.
Well, 100
Really?
years.
Yeah.
Oh, 100 years plus like the author or the creator's like age. It's a lot longer than just 100.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I
It's
thought it
not
was
like a
just
flat rate.
like Peter Pan, like that. I forget when that was released, but like they should be able to start like just using that.
Yeah, but that's Peter Pan. When was that made?
That's what I don't know.
Yeah, like that was made like
100 BC.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, right now copyright laws don't allow for like. I mean, I just don't get. It's after the person has died, and then 100 years if the creator has died, which I've always thought was very strange because like, you're dead. Why do you care? You know, being dead. I mean, I watched a CGP Grey video about this, but being dead is the last time you ever have to care about anything.
They're benefactors.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. Yeah, you could like direct the royalties.
1953.
1953. So realistically, let's say you were a 16-year-old person then.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, how old are you now? Like 70, 80 something?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
It's like I stopped thinking about math the second that I stepped foot outside of calculus on the last day.
Right.
I truly hope I never have to take a math class again.
You know, I would hope that, but computer
you're
science
computer
kind of.
science.
Yeah.
You're not.
I don't even like. I mean, I like math. I'm just not very good at it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not. I mean, I guess I'm above average for whatever that means today.
I'm good at math, but I hate it.
Yeah,
I
really?
hate it so much. Yeah, I was in like the gifted program for math.
Oh, me too. And then I
yeah.
stopped being good at it.
Yeah. So like, it's so funny because like, it's weird because I stopped. Okay, so I was on the track, so I took honors geometry in 8th grade, which is like, so that's 2 years ahead for like my school's curriculum. And then after honors geometry, I was in honors algebra 2 my freshman year for like a week, and I was like, I'm not gonna do well in this. Like, I got like an A in honors geometry, but like that was with too much effort. Like, I don't want to try that hard just for a math class. 'Cause
Wow.
I hate math. I hate math. And I just didn't want to have to try hard for a subject I hate just to get a decent grade. So I switched to regular math, and I was still 2 years ahead. But when I took honors chem junior year, my science teacher was like, oh my god, like, you're great at math. You should take AP physics and like all this stuff. And when I was doing like ACT tutoring, my tutor was like, oh my god, you're so good at math and blah 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 blah, and like you do so much. I'm just like, I hate it. I hate it. Stop telling me I'm good at it. Oh, I just hate it.
Yeah, it's frustrating to be good at something that you hate. You know, because it's like, can I just like trade that for something I do like?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I can't think of any examples right off the top of my head, but there are some things that someone's like, oh, why don't you do that? You're pretty good at it. Like, well,
That doesn't mean anything.
yeah, but I hate it. But I mean, it's a valid point to, if you're working on something, to do what you're best at instead of what you like. Yeah, I mean, it's a valid point. But if you're good at a lot of things, then or other people are good at things, you know. This is not at all Noah's career advice, because
I think it is.
Noah is 18.
I am taking all of this advice to heart, and I'm going to put it into practice.
You know something actually that I think is interesting? Our school system now is asking like children to decide what they want to do for the rest of their lives.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought it was funny that like I could be 18 years old, legally an adult, and I'll still have to sit in these tiny desks. I mean, as a 6'8" person, that's a big deal to me.
Yeah.
Because those desks are tiny.
Yes.
And raise my hand to go to the bathroom, right? Like, come on. You trust these people to drive, and you don't trust them to, like, manage their time well enough to go to the bathroom, like, at appropriate times?
And actually, just to comment, that's something that I actually very much appreciated about Northridge, is that almost all of the teachers are chill enough to just be like, just go when you need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, same with New Albany.
Yeah, I that's very true. There were exceptions to that.
There's exceptions to everything. Though.
Yeah, I know. Except for like the laws of physics, I guess. And even then, I think there are exceptions. I don't know.
If you're in space, basically nothing applies.
Well,
that just means we don't have a concrete.
Motion.
Yeah.
Just means we don't have like a concrete idea of everything. And,
right. Yeah. Whenever you get to something big, it starts applying it.
Yeah.
Where's Ryan? Yeah, we need him.
I was just gonna say.
Does the moon produce its own light?
Watching Ryan explain to someone how the moon, like, how old were they? 16, 17?
Yeah, they're 17.
But
explain to them that the moon does not produce its own light; it simply reflects it.
Oh,
that was shit I learned in like 4th grade.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, and their minds were being blown. Those girls were like, "Oh my god, they followed me on Instagram." I was like, "Why?"
Did they really?
Yes.
They found you on Instagram?
Yes. Oh, let me see which one.
That's so weird.
I know one of them did.
If it was Odd 2.0, block that account immediately.
I don't think it was.
Oh, okay, then the other one's fine.
And he was like,
and if one of you are watching or listening to this podcast, sorry, but not sorry.
Really
the
not.
moon.
Oh, Jenna King. Who's that?
Oh yeah, she's cool.
Okay.
I don't know her.
She's fine.
When I say I don't know people, that's to say that I don't know them on a level to have a conversation, I guess. You know? Like, I could know of someone.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we got off track to what I wanted to get to.
Yeah.
Which was graduation. We have all 3 of us recently become graduates.
Indeed.
And a question we get all the time is like, oh, how do you feel about that?
The same.
I feel absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I mean...
I feel the same as I did the day before graduation, except now I don't go to school.
It's like it didn't come as a surprise or anything. Like, I knew I was going to graduate.
I feel like it was overhyped because, like, when graduation happened, I was like, this is the thing that my teachers have been talking about all year. And it just felt like I was standing in line at the DMV.
Do you want to tell your story about just being on your phone and playing Stormbound?
Oh yeah.
There's a game I play on my phone. It's called Stormbound. It's like a strategy game, turn based.
It's on PC too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Really? It's a very fun game. I mean, I prefer strategy games and stuff like that. And during our graduation, I was on Twitter in Stormbound. So that's a pretty good explanation of how much I cared about what was going on. Yeah, I wanted to play one of the other people, and their parents got mad at them for being on their phone in graduation.
Wonder why.
Yeah. I mean, especially because we've performed at them.
That's true.
You know, as part of being in the band, we've performed at all of them every year. So it's just the same thing, but sitting in a different seat.
Yeah, and actually you don't have to do as much.
Yeah, that's true. Don't have to, like, hold a trombone.
Yeah. I think I'd rather have been performing at that graduation. Like, if...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I like playing a lot more than I do sitting there on Twitter.
There's nothing wrong with Twitter, though.
Oh, yeah. But there are stock questions that a graduate always gets asked.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
What's your major? What are you going to do? Are you nervous? Are you excited to leave home?
What are you going to do at school?
Oh my god, if I have to tell someone what my college is one more time, I'm going to blow my brains out.
Hey, Sophie.
What is your college? We haven't covered that.
Yeah, we actually haven't.
Okay, so I'm going to humble brag for a hot second. So I am going to...
Hashtag humble brag.
Hashtag humble brag. No, okay, but like, okay, this sounds really bad, and I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to Barnard College of Columbia University. But, like, no one says Barnard College of Columbia University. They just say they're going to Barnard or Barnard College. But no one knows what Barnard is. And, like, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, yeah, it's a big deal. But, like, it's people don't realize it's a big deal because they haven't heard of Barnard.
I mean, you want to communicate to them that it's...
I want to communicate to them that, like, I'm going to a prestigious school and I worked my ass off to get into it. And, like, I had, you know, like, it was really, you know, it's like, it's a really good school. But no one's ever heard of it because it's a part of Columbia. And so no one who goes to Barnard would be like, I'm going to Columbia, because no, I'm not going to Columbia. I'm going to Barnard. But my diploma is going to say...
Barnard was in New York.
Same thing, yeah. So my diploma is going to say Barnard College of Columbia University. Like, it's going to be like Barnard College of Columbia University, like right across the top of the diploma. And so, like, it's a college of Columbia. It's a part of Columbia. But yeah, and so, like, it shouldn't take this long to explain to people where I'm going to college. So, I don't know. It's just annoying. Because I hate being like, I'm going to Barnard College of Columbia University. But, like, that's how to get it across, like, what it is.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, what is that? I'm like, oh, well, it's Columbia's Women's College. Oh, like, Columbia of Chicago? No! No! Columbia! Ugh, it's annoying. Yeah. It's not that annoying. I'm just, I'm just in a cranky mood because I'm hungry.
You're not you when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers.
I ate a Snickers. It didn't help.
If you're hungry, don't eat candy. Like, I mean, as someone with a sweet tooth, when I'm hungry, I eat, like, real food.
Someone who learned for very much yesterday.
What?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
When I, like, almost died at 9 o'clock because I ate a cake and popcorn.
Yeah. If you're hungry, don't eat, like, eat snack foods, but, like, don't eat junk.
Oh, my gosh.
Like sugar and butter.
Thank you, Noah, very much for that. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Anywho, I think that you get a lot of that, especially like grad parties.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm in, like, such a pissy mood about it, because I've had to explain where I'm going to college to at least 30 people in the last, like, 4 days. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, how has no one heard of this place? Like, it's, like Zora Neale Hurston went there. Like, it's a... What?
I've gotten a lot of people, it seems to me, because up until now, music has been, like, a very big part of my life.
Uh-huh.
You know, it has almost been a primary thing.
Yeah.
Of my life. You know, performing, be it vocally or on trombone or anything like that. That's how I've spent a lot of my time. But transitioning to like, now I'm majoring in computer science, and it's something I really want to dive into. Mm-hmm. Like, there's so much more for me to learn, you know?
Yeah.
It's always important to keep that in mind, that, like, there's always going to be someone who knows more than you.
Yeah.
And, just try to keep learning. But it gets annoying when, like, my family are like, so, you gonna do music in school? Well, it depends what you mean. Like, yeah, I'm gonna still play my trombone and sing.
I definitely feel that with theater. Like,
yeah.
I do theater, but, like, I don't do theater. I just like it, you know?
Yeah. You do theater, but you don't do the theater.
Yeah, like, I don't want to...
It's the theater.
I don't want to do that with my life. But, like, everyone is like, oh, are you going to try to pursue theater? It's like, have you seen me? I'm not that good. Like, just because someone does theater in high school doesn't mean, A, they're by any means talented, or B, they want to pursue it. I just...
I mean... I wouldn't do music for many reasons. Because there are basically two options.
That's
right?
true.
The option one is become a professional musician, but you have to, like, really want it.
Really go for it, yeah.
You have to work, like, all day, every day for many, many years without taking any breaks.
I think the general expectation, especially if you go into, like, to get a degree in performance, is that you have at least 4 hours a day to practice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that doesn't even include, like, your classes and stuff.
That's, like, just your instrument.
Yeah, that's just you learning to get better on your one instrument. You also, I mean, they're going to make you learn, like, arranging, writing music, basic music theory and stuff like that. And
unless you're like me or apparently 3 other people from OSU this fall, you're already going to know that basic music theory, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they'll make you get, like, super advanced, because you're supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
That, or become a music teacher, which is what you're doing, and that's fine. That's great.
You're not going to offend me.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just that I hate kids.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't really like teaching people things.
That's kind of one of the reasons that my end goal is to teach at the collegiate level.
Yeah, because you don't want to teach...
It's like, all right, I don't really have a problem, like, teaching younger kids, but how cool would it be to A, be Dr. Jacob Chestnut?
Yes!
That would be really cool.
Yeah. And B...
I could see you wearing a tweed jacket with leather elbow pads.
You would be, like, the best dressed professor of music.
Yes! And, like, your glasses, and you have, like, a 5 o'clock shadow, and, like, a salt and pepper. I've already thought about this.
Dude.
He's got, like, a very, like, Ivy League kind of wear.
Yes!
You know Bradley Naylor?
I do?
Yeah, that guy is how I want to dress.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's kind of...
Yeah, I wore like a...
If you combined... and these are both professors at Ohio University. If you combined Jason Rowland's look like Salt and Pepper with the beard, like a very sculpted beard.
Yes.
And Bradley Naylor's dress.
That's exactly what I'm picturing.
You'd be an unstoppable force.
That's
a force
that's
to
what I
be
want to
reckoned
be.
with.
That's what I want to be.
We will make that happen.
Yes.
It's good to have those aspirations.
Oh man.
Meanwhile, I mean, I'd like to be a programmer, which is not nearly as romantic as that. And I just want to live the kind of life where I can wear harem pants like
Oh my
all
God.
the time,
Work.
you know. and a lot of programmers can work remotely too, and just like send their programming stuff. I mean, some like team like leaders do
Still
that.
never seen you in harem pants.
Really? Well,
Oh, it's a sight to see.
Oh,
Let me tell you.
Right? You never wear them around me. I feel offended.
I'll wear them at some point. I can't say next time because I don't know what next time.
You can.
Yeah, just to be able to like kind of dress however I want. You know, I don't really have the want to dress nicely all the time. You know, which I mean I get it if you do, but I also don't care. I can clean up. You know.
And let me tell you, Noah Miller can clean up.
True.
He
More
can.
like Daddy Miller.
Father Miller.
Padre. We bring it full circle. Papacita.
Papacita.
Reverend Miller cleans up.
Just call me Papa.
Papa.
Pa cleans up.
Dada.
Da-da.
Dadaism.
I've always thought it funny that the Pope, like if you were Italian, you would call him Papa Francesco.
Daddy.
Dude, that's
Francis.
awesome.
Daddy Frank.
Daddy Frank, or if you're American,
Daddy
Francis.
Frank.
Daddy Frank.
Okay, sorry, Daddy Frank.
Yeah, Daddy Frank.
I feel weird saying that because I'm still Catholic.
Oh.
I don't know what I want to be when I get older. I really have no idea. My listed major is psychology. That would be fun. I've wanted to be a surgeon since I was like 5. But I hate chemistry
Yeah.
so much.
Well, I mean, you're good at the math aspect of it.
That
Must mean you like it.
I hate it.
Or else you wouldn't
so
have practiced so much to be so good at it.
Like, here's the thing. Doctors don't use organic chemistry in their daily life. It's just the pre-med requisite. So, like,
Yeah, it's like learning calculus for programmers.
Right.
Like you don't need calculus unless you're a very niche group of programmers.
right. It's just like I don't want to be a pharmacist, so I shouldn't need you. But yeah, it's stupid. But if I could work with the World Health Organization to spread awareness about female genital mutilation, mwah.
Is that?
You know about this?
No.
Well, that's why someone needs to spread awareness.
Yeah.
Well,
heighten my awareness.
In a lot of countries, mostly in Africa, in the Middle East, but it actually happens in America, South America, Asia, actually all over the world, everywhere.
Okay.
People believe that women need to be circumcised, and it's not circumcision. A lot of times, they are just trying to keep them pure for marriage. And so a lot of times they'll cut off the clitoris and stitch the vagina up completely.
I don't even
God.
have one of these, and it still hurts.
It can be done with scalpels, acid, shards of glass, knives, scissors.
Okay. All right, stop, please.
I get it.
I
Just
understand.
Don't do it.
Yeah, and so
I understand. Please.
So afterwards, most women die, or not most, but a good amount die from infections or whatever. But a lot of times,
Yeah, if you're using shards of glass.
yeah, they'll have their legs like bound together for like a while after the procedure because it's like the tradition or whatever. But it's so she'll be like kept pure. I'm doing a lot of air quotes right now. Kept pure for her husband. But a lot of times she ends up not even being able to have sex because her vagina has been sewn up with only like a little hole left behind.
It sounds kind of similar to how it was like a very old Chinese tradition to
Bind feet?
Yeah, bind
Yeah.
feet, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, because they were obsessed with women having small feet.
Yeah.
Such a strange
This
thing.
is
to
like
me, but...
that, except the genitals here. I'll show you a diagram.
Please don't.
No. It's just a cartoon. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's like outlines. I've seen it before. It's totally fine.
Are you sure? Because
100% positive. There's many different kinds. Oops, sorry, just dropped my phone. So they'll like cut off the clitoris and sew that up. Sometimes they'll just sew everything up completely, or they'll sew it up partially. But sometimes they'll cut off the labia majora. It's just crazy. Like,
dude, I don't even know what that is. It sounds painful.
The lips, the outer part.
Yeah.
Awful. But yeah, it happens every day. Like, it's happening right now.
That's going to be the moral of this podcast.
Female genital mutilation. No, that isn't.
If you ever have kids, don't cut off your daughter's vagina.
It doesn't really happen in, like, Western, like, very, like, westernized America, but there are, like, small groups of people that have, like, come here from other countries that do it, or, like, South America. Oh, we're getting to time, aren't we? Yeah, we should wrap it up. Anyways, if I could help stop that, that'd be really cool. But also, I don't think those people would appreciate a woman doctor coming in and trying to make them stop doing that to women. I don't think they
It's an unfortunate reality.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be an hour. There you are, right there. And
on that
wonderful note, it's been real. It's been the Interlocutors. I have been your co-host, Noah Miller.
I've been your other co-host, Jacob Chestnut.
And I've been your guest, Sophie Tobin.
All right. Thanks for listening.